All right, Joe and Oaks here today, coming to you from HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Indiana, Pennsylvania showroom. And I'm just going to show you our newest addition to our inventory today. This is a 1968 Oldsmobile 442 hardtop. Again, it is a real 442. So as we do always, we're going to start underneath the car, the back end, work our way to the front, then we'll get her down off the lift. Starting at the rear of the car, we do retain the stock fuel tank in here. They've got it all painted up. All the mounting hardware, the straps, the mounting bolts, everything where it fits into the floor pan for the trunk. All of that is all in good shape on the car. You can see the frame rails back here, both sides. They are in good condition as well in the car, nice and straight. And you can see the tailpipes back here. Again, the exhaust system on this car looks to be all new. It's got all the good bolt together clamps that step down from one size to the next to ensure a good fit with everything. So you'll see those throughout the exhaust system. And again, that comes all the way from the stock cast exhaust manifolds all the way back through clear to the tailpipes, and then finishing up here with these tailpipe extensions right here that fit right out through the bumper on the rear of the car. The rear end in the car, this is an Olds rear end. I did some checking on that. Now it does have an aftermarket differential cover on it, but it is the Olds. It's a 10-bolt rear, and this is the 8.5 Olds rear end. Now out at either end of the rear end, we have drum brakes on the back of this car. We do have Falcon tires the whole way around. They're mounted on 18-inch aluminum custom wheels here, and you'll see those when we get it down. Also, rear suspension is it's still stock configuration back here. It's got your upper and lower control arms, but you do have boxed lower control arms with grease fittings at both ends of the control arms. And then up above, I don't know if you can see, but we have QA1 adjustable upper trailing arms on this car as well. So that'll help set your pinion angle and so forth on the rear end if you need to. And then a little further up here, you see the mufflers here. These are the Flowmaster mufflers. And then again, they go up into that all new exhaust system, complete with the X-pipe. So what we'll do now, we'll go ahead and move up underneath the center of the car, take a look at the floors, get a better look at the exhaust system there, transmission and so forth, and then we'll head to the front. All right, here we are now under the center of our Olds 442. Again, I mentioned all of the looks to be all new exhaust system on this car, or fairly new, very little bit of aging on this. It looks to be name brand pipes I see here on the X pipe here. But again, you see all those clamps that I talked about the whole way through the exhaust system here. Again, ensuring a nice tight fit the whole way back through. And again, they are everywhere, even up here at the mufflers and back behind the mufflers too as well. The floors on this car are in very good condition. I see no patching or piecing or anything like that. Looks to be original floors, looks to be original undercoating on the car as well. You can also see it still retains all of the emergency brake cables, all of the correct mounting hardware going through the frame, all the hold downs, everything like that, all the way back, clear back to those rear drum brakes. The transmission cross member here, that's in good shape too, nice and straight. It's not banged up. Again, everything looks good on that. The transmission mount itself up in here, that's a urethane, tail shaft mount to cushion everything, and that's in good shape too. It's not squished out or cracked or anything like that. Transmission wise, this is a 5-speed Tremec transmission, so it is an aftermarket piece, but those Tremec transmissions are very strong transmissions, very nice too to work with, real short throw on your shifter when you're up inside the car, real crisp firm shifts too. Again, very nice transmission for the car, and that gets mounted up to what is in the car right now is a 455 cubic inch big block Oldsmobile motor. but we do have the numbers match motor for this car, and it does come with the car. So with that said, let's move up to the front now. And now underneath the front end, to concluding our underside video here, again, our Olds 442 here. Out at the ends here, we have the 18-inch wheels. Those are custom aluminum wheels with the Falcon tire rubber wrapped around it. We do have disc brakes on the front of this car. This is, I believe, a manual disc brake car. It is power steering though. So all your suspension components up front now, these are all your stock stamped, factory stamped pieces. So your lower control arms and upper A arms, that's all factory stamped steel components. Your tie rods still have the rubber dust caps on those, ball joints, all that stuff that looks to be in good condition as well. Your sway bar end links and bushings, those are good. Now you'll see here, this has a monster front sway bar on it, so that's going to help with handling and so forth up front here. The bushings for that in excellent shape. Those are probably all new, and they're greasable as well, so you'll be able to keep maintained underneath the front end here really easy. Your front cross member, again, it's in excellent shape too. It's not banged up, not dented in or anything. So again, nothing's been hit with this. And again, we've got the big block 455 Olds right up above us there. Other things I can see underneath here, it's got a factory style radiator in it. It's got the 6-blade clutch fan in it too that I can see from underneath. Frame rails are good and straight and solid on the car too. So that's really about all we can kind of discuss underneath here. So now we'll go ahead and get her down off the lift for you. All right, we now have the 68 Olds 442 down off of the lift now. So now we get to really go around the outside, show you what this car really looks like. Again, as you can see right now, very nice looking car. I've always had a thing, I've always been partial to the Olds over the Chevelle. It's just a little different, little subtle differences that make it stand apart. So we'll go around the outside, show you inside, show you under the hood, show you in the trunk. So starting up front here on the driver's side, again, we have our the front fenders here. You can see on the Olds here, you've got this fender top molding that travels the whole way back the side of the car along the top of the door, and also just underneath the bottom of that quarter window. Again, that's just something little that sets it apart from, say, your Chevelles and some of your other cars like that. This car here, it's got the bright wheel lip moldings on it, both front and back. Again, we mentioned those custom 5-spoke aluminum wheels. Here you get to see them really good. Again, they're really nice. They've got, it looks like painted centers. Looks like they might be clear coated too. Again, gives it a real nice finish there. And again, it's got Falcon tires on that. The fronts are 17s, and the back wheels, those are 18-inch wheels on it. So it gives it just a little tiny bit of a rake there to it. Now you notice on this car, besides the burgundy paint, you've got these silver stripes here on either side of the car, and then right in the middle of those, you've got the 442 emblems on the back side of the front fender. We have just the driver's side mirror here on the driver door. That is a remote adjustable mirror, so you've got your little adjuster on the inside of the door. You've got the wing windows here. Again, that bright drip rail molding up along the top of the door there and window. Again, that's in all good shape too. We'll come back here to the door, open that up, and we'll take a quick peek on the inside. Again, interior of these cars is very nicely done. All black vinyl, but it's got its own little pattern here on the door panels, and then it also has that same pattern on the seat backs and seat bottoms. The carpeting's in excellent shape on this car. The dash itself in excellent shape. All factory instrumentation, so you have factory fuel gauge, which also contains your brake, your generator, your water temperature, and your oil lights. You've got the 120-mile-an-hour speedo. You also have the factory in-dash mount tachometer. Now this car does have 2 additional gauges, and those would be your water temperature and your oil pressure. You've got your factory steering wheel. And then this car has the vintage air. It's aftermarket heat and air conditioning. But they elected to go with the kind of the factory looking slider controls for your heat and AC controls. You can get knob ones too, but they went with the old style just to keep, you know, with the trend of the car there. The weather stripping here, you take a look at that the whole way around the door. You don't see any cracks or tears or chunks taken out of it. It's all in good shape there as well. Seat belts, we do have the shoulder harnesses. They're tucked up in here tight against the headliner. That's got a factory, the manual center console in it. Now this has the 442 shifter in it. So machined right in the side of the shifter arm, you've got that 442 insignia there. So again, everything on the interior of this car, just as nice as could be. We'll go ahead and close our door. Again, that door closes nice and easy, and you can see it shuts real nice. The gaps, the elevations are real good on this car. As we walk towards the back, again, that bright wheel-lip molding around the back, the 18-inch custom aluminum wheel there, and 18-inch Falcon tires back here. And again, these tires, they're all new. So again, the tread on those is just like new. Which brings us to the rear of the cars. All right, now that we're around the back side here of our Olds 442, we can look at the whole thing back here. Starting with the window and the molding around the window. Again, big, long, sweeping window here. Nice molding the whole way around. No dents or dings in that. Nice polished up bright work. Again, you have kind of a nice sloped trunk lid here for the Oldsmobile 442. The gaps and elevations the whole way around the trunk are very nice and uniform on this. You got the trim around the bottom edge of the trunk lid also here with the Oldsmobile stamped in there. You got the 442 emblems over here on the trunk lid, as well as the Hurst equipped emblem over here on the other side of the trunk lid. Now on the Oldsmobile, on the Cutlass, the 442, you've got these big bumpers. So lots of chrome across the back of it. And again, that chrome is in excellent shape there. And then you can also see that the exhaust tips that extend out, and that bumper it's molded from the factory just like that, so that those tips can stick right out through and be tucked up in nice and tight to there. Taillights, the bezels and the lenses are all in good shape. No cracks, no little chips or anything like that out of either side of your taillights. And then of course your backup lights are in the bumper down below, and those are in excellent shape as well. No cracks, no chips out of the lenses at all on those. That's pretty much it on the outside. So let's go ahead and take a look on the inside of the trunk. Again, nice big trunk here. The underside of the trunk lid painted that same burgundy color as the whole exterior of the car. Weather stripping around the trunk is in good condition as well. That looks to be fairly new. There's no cracks or tears out of that either. So again, sealing up from the elements should not be an issue with this car. You've got a nice big rubber trunk mat that fits in here. And of course your trunk pan itself, big trunk, all one piece, all solid, no patching or anything on that trunk pan. So we'll go ahead and shut the trunk down, and then we'll go ahead and we'll work our way over to the passenger side of the car now. All right, now here on the passenger side, again, everything's the same as over on the driver's side, so we'll just quickly do our walk through here. Again, starting at the rear, you got the Oldsmobile shaped side marker bezels here on your lights. Again, the bright work here as far as your wheel lip moldings go, bright work as far as your drip rail moldings go. Again, all in good condition, no dents or dings or anything like that. They're all nicely polished up. The 18-inch custom 5-spoke aluminum wheels on the back, Falcon rubber, front and rear. And then we have that body molding that goes all the way from the rear quarter window along the top edge here, top edge of the door, and all the way down the side, clear down your front fender, clear down to the very tip there. Again, all in good shape. Wing window on the 68, and as we open up our door on this side, again, all the same stuff. Weather stripping on your door here, all in excellent shape. No cracks or tears or anything like that. Again, these look to be fairly new on the car. Door panels are in nice shape. The seat covers, both your tops and your bottoms, even the back seats, there's no rips, no tears, nothing like that. No signs of any aging either, so those may have been replaced too at one time. Carpeting on this side in excellent shape as well. On your dash, you also have the 442 emblem right on the glove box door as well. So that's pretty much it on the inside. We'll go ahead and close this up. Again, that door shuts nice and easy too. Again, the gaps, both rear and the front, all very uniform. Elevations just about as good as you could ask for on the car. Again, we've got that same silver stripe over here on the passenger side front fender, along with the 442 emblems. You got the fender top mounted antenna. It's not power, but you can go ahead and manually raise that up and put it down. Again, the bright wheel lip moldings, 17-inch wheels on the front. Again, Falcon tires. And then that brings us to the front of the car. Finally, now here at the front of our 68 Oldsmobile 442. And again, a few items up here that set this car apart from, say, your Chevelles and so forth like that. One of which being the hood. A little bit bigger hood, kind of comes to a point here. You can look at your gaps and elevations on this as well. Very nicely all lined here up front. You can see the vents back there too in the back of the scoop there for the car. Those are in excellent shape as well. Again, on your Chevelles, you always had the headlights side by side on this car. On the Olds, you've got them split with your turn signal indicator lights up here. So again, just kind of something, those subtle differences that set the Oldsmobile apart. You've got the 442 emblem right here in the middle of the grille. The grille's in good shape too. There's nothing broke out of it. Nice, all solid, one-piece black grille in there. And again, it's got that big front chrome bumper too, the whole width of the front end there. So again, all the bright work, everything like that, your headlight bezels, the buckets, all the trim work, all very nice on this car. What we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and pop the hood, and I'll show you what we've got for a power plant here. And here we go. First thing, again, we have the underside of the hood. It's all painted up the same burgundy color as what the whole exterior of the car is. Under the hood here, now we do not have the numbers matching motor inside of the car right now, but we do have the numbers matching motor available. It is included with the car. Right now, sitting in the car is a, I believe, 68 to 72 455 cubic inch big block Oldsmobile. So it is an Olds motor, but we do have the original numbers matching motor available that does go with the car. So things that we can point out on the motor, we've got a K&N air filter sitting on top. We've got an Edelbrock single feed carburetor, or wait, no, that's a Demon carburetor. So check that, Demon carburetor, single feed, and that's got an electric choke on the side of it. You do have an Edelbrock aluminum intake, and this is an Edelbrock Performance Olds 455 intake. Now you can tell big block from small block Oldsmobiles. A small block typically measures about 12 inches between valve covers. This you can see has got a big wide spread on it, so you can tell right away it's a big block. We've got fabricated aluminum valve covers on this motor, and it's got breathers on both of the valve covers there. Aftermarket air conditioning, as I stated on the interior of the car, it's the vintage air system, so that's what you have out here. Other things, we've got the stock cast exhaust manifolds on here, going into the dual exhaust, the Flowmaster mufflers, and out the tailpipes on the car. You've got kind of a factory style radiator here, and we have a, I believe that's a 6-blade clutch fan that's on this car. Again, MSD ignition system, MSD distributor, the MSD Blaster 2 coil, so you'll get a little bit more firepower out of that. MSD plug wires too to help deliver that spark to the plugs. So that's really about it underneath our engine bay here. Power steering, manual brakes, but again, we've already said it was disc brakes on the front, drum brakes in the rear when we did our underside video. So, with that, that's about all we have for this car. Very beautiful car, very nice, good power, good drive line with the big block Olds, the Tremec 5-speed transmission, and that Oldsmobile rear end. Very tough drive line there, so I don't think you'll have any issues whatsoever with that. So if you have any questions, anything at all for us, definitely feel free to give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We'll be glad to help you out in any way we can, answer any questions that you have about this and any other car we have in our inventory here.